Welcome to another lovely class together where we focus on our third eye, the Ajna chakra in yogic tradition. We'll begin in seated so we can align our spine and feel this energy traveling up and down the body. So let's take our seat on the edge of a blanket or a cushion. You can always sit on a chair if you choose to, if that's better for your body. Anything that's better for your body, please do that during this whole hour together during our practice. So you can sit cross-legged or kneeling. And if you have kneeling position, you can sit on a block or you can have a blanket behind your knees. Let's find our seat, find our place in space. Bring your awareness into something beyond just the vision that you have with your eyes, but more of a perception, so we can bring the vision into perception as well. This is all a part of focus of our all-knowing eye, the third eye. This just means behind you, if you can perceive what's behind you, what's to the sides, where are you in space? And bring that awareness into the body. So the exterior of the body, the interior, the skeleton, all the scaffolding for the body. And just notice where we are. We're all in different places, of course, virtually, but let's notice where our bodies are at this moment. Notice your breath. Keep the eyes open for a moment as you just notice the path of breath and what the breath does as you drop into that awareness and perception. Notice the in-breath and the out-breath. Simple awareness as part of our practice to enter a deeper awareness. In-breath and out-breath. Now allow the eyes to close so we can go further inward. As you feel the breath in and out, perhaps you notice that the thighs drop towards the earth, the shoulders drop away from the ears. Maybe the crown of the head reaches a little higher at each inhale. Aligning the spine so we have the back of the skull and the sacrum at the base of the spine matching, creating a beautiful channel for our nervous system. The spine rising up and yet rooted through those sits bones. And in our mind's eye, we're going to perceive the mind's eye today. So in our mind's eye, let's go to the crown of the head and then travel just a short way down to the area between the eyebrows. It's a third eye, ajna, and this has to do with awareness, of perception, of spirit. This is also a very close proximity to our pineal gland and to a communication that goes out to all of 5 different glands communicating to our beautiful functions of the body. Again, keep the awareness on the breath. Rub your hands together with your eyes closed, again, perceiving that proximity of your hands, and just feel the warmth as you rub the hands together. So bringing that focus into the third eye, we're also calming our minds as we bring our awareness to the thoughts. Continue to rub the hands. Get them warm. And the thoughts, we can just, again, witness them like we witness the breath. Take the hands, take the palms to the forehead and just feel the warmth of your palms on your forehead. The fingers will drop to the crown of the head. Just feel your own warmth on that physicality of the skull, of the brain, which carries a lot of activity. So we're bringing our awareness to that activity through that portal of the third eye. So now take the fingers of both hands, the middle fingers, and just place them on the third eye. Just noticing that location of the third eye. And then with those fingers, just travel along the eyebrows to the temples and rub the temples circles backwards towards the back of the body. Continue the breath. And then bring the circles forward. Just noticing, again, we're just bringing that sensation relationship to this area as we enter our practice. And then allow your thumbs to wander to the base of the skull behind you at the occipital ridge. And circle outward with your thumbs. And then circle inward with the thumbs. And just feeling that, those energy centers really communicating. And then we'll slide the thumbs towards the ears and pinch the edges of the ears for our more sensation on our communication to the head. These are acupressure points on the edges of the ears. And then you can pull the ears away from the skull a little bit, noticing that loosens your jaw. So again, clearing the channels. And then clearing the fog. There's some fog here in our city, but see if we can do some clarity of that fog in our heads today. Inhale, exhale, allow the hands to drop to the thighs and notice any difference in your breath. So we were preparing now to enter a yogic breath, which I invite you to join me in as it clarifies the breath pathways. Take the the index finger and the middle finger and place them on the third eye. Again, if you need to change your seat during this practice, go for it. So just feel that third eye again. Take the ring finger on the side of the left side of the nostril, and then take the thumb to the right side of the nostril. This is alternate nostril breathing. And this is a way to, if you are congested, you may want to just go to a normal breath practice of a 3-part breath or anything normal. But if you can do that nostril breathing, I invite you to do that. Inhale through the left nostril while closing off the right nostril. Inhale, pause, and feel the breath feeding that third eye area. Then close off the left nostril and exhale out the right, releasing the right. Pause at the end of the exhale. Inhale through the right nostril into that third eye, and then exhale, release the left and exhale out that side. And pause and inhale again through the left side. And then exhale at the right, releasing that side. I invite you to take a few rotations here. This is just echoing what we just did. And as you do so, notice the triangular effect. So as the breath comes in, that top of the triangle would be where the fingers are marking the third eye. No need to judge or try to change anything, just notice that shape. All the while keeping the crown of the head tall towards the sky. Another couple rounds. And on your next exhale, let's take a nice long exhale. Allow the hand to drop to the thigh. Keep the eyes closed. Observe. And observe the difference in your breath, perhaps. If there's no difference, no judgment. Maybe notice the head is clearer. The shoulders drop away from the ears even more. Maybe there's discomfort. Anything that you observe. Let's take our awareness to the thoughts, to the mind activity, and see if you can just cascade the breath along those thoughts. So you're acting as if those thoughts are joining a cascade of water down a waterfall and then washing through the flow. And if they come back on your inhale, allow that exhale to be yet another cascade, cascading the thoughts down, giving them some fluidity, right? Instead of being stuck, they have fluidity. Wonderful. Flutter the eyes open. And then we'll come to an on the belly position on the mat. So we're going to take our heads to the top of the mat, move that prop aside, and ease yourself down using your hands to help you. Just snake yourself down, tops of the feet on the mat. And we're going to take the forehead to the mat. So you can always use your hands as a pillow for your forehead. But if you can, just take that forehead all the way down. Anything we do, again, is just a suggestion. So if something's more comfortable for you, you can go for that too. But we'll take that third eye down to the mat. Feel the gravity affecting the back body. So connecting the front body to the earth, feeling the forces, exchange of energy. Inhale. Feel the length of the body as you inhale, send it all the way down to the toes, and exhale, release out anything you don't need, especially out the third eye. Feel the tops of the feet connecting to the earth, even the toenails. A gentle press. As you gently press that into the earth, notice sensations happening up the legs will awaken those muscles. And then we'll travel to the tailbone, just feeling that tailbone pointing towards the heels. Then we wake up and warm up our core. And then traveling up the spine, the shoulders, blades roll towards the heels as well. And if we could roll the head side to side, we're just giving a gentle massage to the front of the forehead there. Side to side. And then slide the hands next to the shoulders and the elbows, dock those right in next to the ribs. So you feel a nice support along the torso. Press the feet into the mat again, just to feel that connection again, awaken those muscles along the legs, and energetically pull the hands towards the heels. And you'll notice, the whole core wakes up and we're able to lift that head up, float it up into a baby cobra, keeping that soft gaze just a few inches in front of the body, and then down again. Come down to the mat. Use the inhale again to float up into a baby cobra, and exhale down. Keep the whole line of the body active, all the way down to the toes. Use the breath to undulate the spine in this nice, easy, soft back bend. If anything is uncomfortable in your low back, you just keep that cobra a little lower. Nice. One more cobra so we can strengthen that low back. And now use your hands and we're going to curl up. So we're going to curl the toes under and come up towards all fours. So all the way up to a tabletop. On the top of the tabletop, we'll bring our knees inward. If it hurts your knees to go into child's pose, you can go onto your back and hug the knees. Or you can just bring a towel behind or a blanket behind your knees. Inhale into a cat. So we're tucking the tailbone under and bringing the hips back to the heels and keeping the arms long. If you have a block handy, we can take that block underneath the forehead at whatever height is comfortable for you to keep the deep flex out of the child's pose. So if you want to just rest here with a block underneath your head, you can do that too. You can look up here and just see this position, or you can take that lower or roll onto your back. Do what you need to do, but let's take a rest here for a moment, feeling the arms long, feeling the length of the spine. Inhale, exhale, and just let that mental flutter and clutter out of the third eye. Great. Curl the tailbone under, and we're going to come up into cat. So feel the spine arching already as you bring yourself up to a cat pose, hands and knees. Take the wrists below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. And really notice the curl of the spine, and take the head and the third eye and just gaze at the knees. So you feel that full undulation, and then curl the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then drop the belly and take the shoulder blades together. So we're really taking a slow path, and then feel the heart melt towards the earth, and then lift the head. It's a nice slow cow. Inhale, exhale into cat. Release the air. Fresh air. Now inhale into a cow. Exhale into cat. Find the rhythm of your breath, the clarity of your own breath. Cat, cow. And then come into a neutral spine, and we'll take the spine side to side. So hips come towards shoulders and vice versa. And then the other side, just swaying here along with your breath. Notice the side bodies getting a nice stretch. Take the forearms down to the mat, continuing our flow here. Elbows below the shoulders. Let's separate the shoulder blades and bring the shoulder blades together. And as you do this, you'll notice that lifting up of the back of the ribs towards the sky, and exhaling, keeping our gaze and perception soft, non-judging. But throughout the practice today, just see if you can also be aware of your mind and how your breath and your mind work together, how you can bring clarity or flow to your thoughts as much as to your breath. Up and down here, and then come back to our all fours. Nice neutral spine. If you need to cushion your knees, please do that. Be nice to the knees. And find your way to a neutral spine. And we're going to get into our nice strong core. So curl the right toes under, take the right leg long, lift that leg off the mat, and notice if you can balance your favorite cup of tea on your sacrum. See if those, in other words, square the hips. Inhale the left arm next to the ear. Reach long with your inhale. Exhale, bring it down, touch down to earth. Let's take the other side. Curl the left toes under. Reach back with your left leg long. Lift that off the mat. Level the hips. And inhale the right arm next to right ear. Exhale down. Keep the torso steady. Keep the whole line of the spine steady as you continue our bird dog. So opposite sides, celebrating that diagonal line from the left to the right. Just lifting with the inhale and coming down with the exhale, toning the navel to the spine. Notice your mind during this practice. One more time. And on your next even side, we'll come to neutral spine. Inhale the right arm out in a nice horizontal next to the body. And let's bring that third eye along with it, overlooking the right hand. So turn over. Maybe lift that right arm a little bit more, feeling the tone along the top of the arms there. And then we'll take the right hand and thread it under the left armpit, reaching over to your left side, taking your right ear to the mat. So once you land, you can align things. Take your left hand to the sacrum and just notice if one hip is lifting more towards the head than the other. And see if you can really just use your hand to even things out. Find your comfort level here. Really use your shins as your base, not your knees. The left hand finds the floor again and basically in front of your eyes. And if you press into the floor, you'll feel that reach of the right arm. can see me over here. I'll try to lift up since I'm facing the other way. And walk the left fingertips up towards the top of the mat, if that works for you. Inhale, feel that back body fill with air. Exhale, settle, feel the gravity. Twisted cat. A nice long twist for the spine. Maybe you can bring the eyes up to the ceiling so we include those eyes, which are so connected to all of our awareness, and then bring it down. Unwind yourself. Bring your left hand down to the face and unwind. Whew, notice the effect on the body that had. Inhale the left arm up from a neutral spine. And then bring your gaze up to those left fingertips. And then lift it up a little higher, holding, noticing, toning along the upper arm there. Thread the needle. Take the left hand underneath the right armpit. And left ear finds the mat. Take the right palm to the base of the spine and just notice if you're getting uneven there. This is a good time because the perception can be that your mind's eye tells you they're even, but the actuality of the architecture here is sometimes the hips lift. So guide that with the hands. And then take the right hand in front of the face and just press into the mat and reach with that left hand into a gentle twist. Walk the fingertips to the top of the mat. This is only if the shoulder allows. If it doesn't, then just keep the hand in front of the eyes. And then let's bring our eyes, just turn your eyes up towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to be the whole head. Just feel the eye muscles working. And come on back down, exhale. Take the right hand in front of the face and then we'll unwind. Nice job. And then we'll switch over to a seated position, but we're going to take the feet to the bottom of the mat. So take both soles of the feet to the mat, sit down on those sits bones and hold the back of the thighs. So notice, just spread your toes. Even if those toes don't want to spread, see if you can take the hands down, the fingers down, and help them spread out. So we have a nice, beautiful footprint, as if you were making the most perfect footprint in the sand. There you go. And let's feel those feet. As our pressing into the feet, we really activate the muscles in the legs. Take the hands to the back of the thighs and just sit on those sits bones. Just rock side to side and notice you're really using them as a base. And then inhale the spine tall. So we're just sitting up tall here, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Again, perceiving the body in space. And then we're taking the hands behind us into a gentle back bend. Take the palms down or the fist down if that's better for your wrists. Elbows behind you. So as you take the elbows behind you, you're widening the collarbone. You feel that energy horizontal along the collarbone, and then the heart starts to rise up. And we just lean back gently, really taking this lean into the mid back. So you're lifting the heart up towards the sky. And then the gaze of the eyes can come with it as you look up, back bend. As we exhale, we're going to take the hands onto the knees. So gently cross the arms on the knees and then curl in with the spine and bring the forehead down to the hands. So this is a contemplative pose. If they don't go all the way to the hands, that's okay. You can just curl the spine in and go inward, feeling the curl of the spine. Inhaling, on your next inhale, let's sweep those hands back again, fists or hands on the mat, and lift the heart up, keeping the spine nice and long. Roll the shoulder blades together. So we're taking this beautiful opening of the back and then exhaling next time. Just bring those crossed arms together and come down into our contemplation. Curl the spine. And then open up again one more time, keeping those feet grounded. Exhale, come inward. So we're alternating that sense of openness, inviting space in, and then curling inward to have that sense of coziness and protection for our brain, body, mind. Come on back up to neutral, and we'll switch to our next sequence where we want that blanket under the sits bones again. So take a comfortable seated position. I'll just demonstrate by kneeling with that blanket behind my knees. Beautiful. All right, find your comfortable seat. Great. We're going to take those arms out to the side. So we're going to take these arms out, and they are wings, becoming wings. And we're going to touch down with our fingertips on the mat and then lift the arms tall. Take this beautiful pace of the arms as if they were just the most graceful bird flying along in the sky. Feeling that feather, light as a feather, energy, bringing it into the torso. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling those deltoids working, touching down. And then next time you got your arms up, let's sweep the right arm under the left, bring the back of the hands together, the forearms together, and really find our center. The thumbs should be about in front of the third eye, and the elbows in front of the shoulders. You can wrap the hands around that the palms are together as well, if that works for you. Slide the elbows away from the body. This separates the shoulder blades, and then bring them back together as the elbows come towards the body. Slide back and forth at that elbow shoulder level. Okay, find a neutral height there, energy between the shoulder blades. And as you breathe, just notice as you breathe, the chest lifts, which sends the elbows up just as subtly a little bit, and then exhaling, the elbows come down. So we're just noticing the subtle motion of the breath and how it affects the body. Meanwhile, the gaze is quite focused here. We've got our thumbs in front of that third eye. So you're perceiving, noticing a little bit more focus on the subtle motions of the body. Let's take that a little more exaggerated and lift the elbows up towards the sky, bring the gaze with it, lift up, and then keeping that pressing into the center, we're going to curl in the spine and bring the elbows towards the navel and dip the head down. Keep that gaze on the hands, curl in, and then sweep it back up. Finding our neutral place with those elbows, we'll slide the elbows over towards the right shoulder. Keep the gaze in the front here, and then slowly turn the gaze over towards the left shoulder. You don't have to go beyond your capacity there. Just turn the gaze over. Inhale back into center. Bring it all into the center. Again, inhale, exhale, left side. Bring the elbows to the left side, gaze over the left. And then come back to center and release. Shake the arms out, shake the wrists out, and then sweep into our wingspan again. We're taking another flight. Imagining that space around you, the space of flight in the sky, what that might feel like, how that affects your mind. And our next time we lift the arms, let's take the left arm under the right, press the hands together, backs of the hands or the palms, find the focus, slide the elbows forward and back. So we're gliding the shoulder blades here. Find that neutral, and we'll begin to just take the awareness to the breath and notice as we breathe in, lift the elbows slightly, just naturally along with the breath, and exhale, they drop down along with the path of the chest. Finding our breath. And let's exaggerate that more by lifting the elbows up towards the sky, fingertips point up. Maybe bring that gaze with it. And then curl in, and we'll take the elbows down towards the navel and look down at the floor or the hands. And then come on back up. We'll slide the elbows over towards the left shoulder. Exhaling, bringing this twist into our gaze as we turn over the left shoulder, back to center. And then slide it over to the right shoulder and bring the gaze to the right. Noticing all of our directions, coming back to center. Sweep it out, shake it out. So nice on our arm muscles. Take the fingertips to the mat. Inhale, crown of the head tall. Exhale, take the right ear toward right shoulder as you press extra strong through those left fingertips. Softening. Really noticing what our neck is capable of. Take the right hand, help that head back up. Inhale, exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Sweep the head up. And now we'll take this into a long side bend. If you like a block to help you with your side bend on the right, you can do that. Walk the fingertips out to the right. Feel the anchoring through your left sits bone. Leave that anchor there and lift the left arm up towards the sky. Exhaling down towards the right side. You can anchor your palm down or you can hold it on a block. That cascade of breath. Cascade the spine over to the right. And then sweep the left arm up, taking it to the other side. Switch the block if you need that. And we'll feel that anchor of the right sits bone. Keep that anchor there as you lift the right arm up. And really take a long side bend to the left. Inhale. As you lift up, exhale as you feel the settling and the stretching. Beautiful. And then lift up. Beautiful arc shape. So nice. Now we're going to come into turtle pose. So do bring those sits bones to the edge of the blanket, feeling that tilt of the pelvis forward. We're going to bring the feet together in front of the body. So take the soles of the feet together. Really take that far out if you need it. You don't have to bring them into the sits bones, but feel the tilt of the spine. Take the hands, and the knees are bent out to the side. We're taking the hands to the shins and feeling that lift. So use your hands as leverage and just lift that spine up to a nice, beautiful posture. Inhale, exhale. And now we're going to bring that heart space forward towards the toes, really reaching a long spine as we come forward, stretching our hips. And then take the hands and place them underneath the shins towards the feet. So they're using that downward dog hands on the floor. Keep the heart tall as you lean forward, hinging at the hips, and then curl the spine inward. We're taking turtle pose here. So curl the spine in, bring those gaze down towards the heels, towards the floor, even curling inward. Maybe the hands want to walk out a little further. Feel the head drop. This is turtle pose. So turtles are creatures out there that remind us that we can go completely inward if we need to. Sense of protection, taking inward space, and that's okay. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the body, lift the spine up. Bring the knees together with your hands. And we'll take moving towards our standing practice, we'll take those any props aside off the mat. We're going to move toward down dog. So take the hands towards the top of the mat, fingertips, index fingers pointing forward, fingertips spread out. And come into a brief all fours. And then we'll take both toes, both right and left toes curled under, lift the knees off the mat. Keep the knees bent as you bring the ribs towards the thighs, keeping in tiptoe position if you can. Reach long through the length of the spine, crown of the head So we're bringing that third eye down, another inward kind of pose here in our down dog. Pedal the feet so you bring the right heel down towards the earth and then the left, alternating sides. Hamstrings, back of the legs waking up. Strong through the hands. Roll the shoulders away from the ears so they outwardly rotate and support that lift. Now come to full tiptoes, bend the knees, bring the ribs to the thighs, and then feel the heels float down towards the earth, both evenly. Inhale, length of the spine. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees and try to bring the left foot forward in between the hands. If you need to help it to come forward, you can do that toward a low lunge. So we're coming into our standing sequence. Come into a low lunge. You're curling the right toes under. Find a stance width that's comfortable for you to stay in this low lunge, nice and even through the hips. Keep the gaze steady and soft. Fingertips on the mat or fists on the mat. Try to find the length with your inhale and exhale. Bring the feet energetically together. So you're finding your balance in your center. So we're going to change from our low lunge to a proud warrior stance by coming up onto the feet. So I want you to be really careful with the knees on our way up. Make sure to keep your knees behind the toes. Make sure that the knee stays in the middle two toes as we change our stance. So we're going to try to flow this up. So begin to lift the hips, open up the hips. So we're coming towards a standing pose. And again, align that knee. You can bring the elbow to the thigh. We're going to sweep the right arm up in an arc, if you can, and end up in our proud warrior stance. So that means we have to find the stance where the back heel, the front heel and the back arch are aligned. So find that stance. Take a moment just to align yourself here. Be careful, again, with your knees. Really observe the alignment as you come up. Find the center now. When your feet have found their foundation, find the center so that the pelvis is dropping between those thighs, and we're inhaling the arms out long. Gaze over the left fingertips. This is where your perception comes into play, that you can feel the back hand reaching back, and your eyes, as if you had eyes there, you can even perceive that right arm reaching behind you, and then the left hand. So bend the right elbow, and we're going to take archer pose. So keep that strong base in the legs, slide the right hand across the chest towards the left arm, along the left arm towards the left palm, and then back again. And then watch the right hand go back. So your head is joining in this twist of archer. One more time across the body and back. Beautiful. Now bring the gaze over the left fingertips back into our proud warrior base. And then we're going to windmill the arms and go down to the floor. So we're going to need to curl those back toes under. And again, awareness of the knees here as we scooch that left foot over. Very official word there, scooch. The left foot over towards the left hand, back into our low lunge. Find your base of your feet, and then we're going to shift it up back to downward dog. Inhale, find the length of downward dog. If you want to take a child's pose, you can do that too. Inhale, exhale. Find your hamstrings, stretch those. I'm going to switch sides so you can see me do the other side. Stay in down dog. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring the right foot forward on your inhale. Right foot settles in between the two hands. Curl the back toes under. Find a stance that's comfortable for you as we stretch out into this low lunge, evening out the hips. And feeling that stretch of the left leg here. And then we're going to bring the right foot in slightly as we shift towards a standing pose. Take the right hand to the top thigh, to the front thigh, and we'll sweep the left arm back so we end up in our proud warrior base. Again, a little bit of adjusting necessary with that front heel and back arch aligned. So make sure that's one line as we establish the base of our feet and bring them energetically together. Feel free to put your hands on the hips as you feel them drop into this very strong warrior position. Arms out to this, long arms out to the side, feel them connect. Look over your right fingertips, feel the energy, perceive that energy of the left hand reaching back. And then bend the left elbow, slide that across the heart towards the right palm, and then pull back, and then reach back. Look at the left hand as you release to the back. And then again across the chest. Exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Really feeling your wisdom of perception and balance here. And then arms long one more time. Find your strong base. And then we're going to windmill those arms and shift our feet to a low lunge. Caution with those knees. And then we're going to tiptoe the left foot towards the right into a forward bend at the top of the mat. Keep the knees bent. If that's better for you, allow the head to drop in so that you're gazing between those shins, hands on the mat. If you want to straighten out the legs to get hamstring stretch, if that's okay on your lower back, you can do that, or keep the knees bent. Now we're going to sit back and do bend the knees. Imagine squeezing a block between the thighs, sitting back in an imaginary chair. As we come up towards standing, we're going to sweep the arms up behind the body. So really squeeze the shoulder blades together and reach the arms up away from the back body and sweep them down. Exhaling, bring the arms next to the ears. Take the ribs off the thighs into chair. Squeeze the energy into the center, all of it into the center. Inhale, feel the length of the torso, sitting in our imaginary chair, and then stepping strong through the feet. Let's stand up. Mountain pose. Find your equilibrium here. Reach the right arm up towards the sky and bend the left arm behind you, the back of the right hand towards the hip. So it's like this. And then bend your right arm, right fingertips towards the middle of the back. This is cow face. See if you can bend that left arm towards the right fingertips. If they don't touch, that's fine. Just keep them on the back body. Inhale into that back body, exhale. So feeling that length on your right side, all the while pulling into the middle. And then switch the arms, left arm to the sky, right arm comes down, right arm bends, that twist in the back, and then exhale, bend the left elbow. Maybe fingertips come together in the middle, but if not, just keep that reach nice and long from that elbow. Cow face, arms. So nice. Great. And sweep the arms down to the body, mountain pose. So you're at the top of the mat. We'll take a brief balance here in our modified dancer pose. We're going to inhale the right arm next to the ear. Find your strong mountain base, bring everything into the center, feet connect magnetically, and we're going to bend the left knee and lift the left foot off the mat. Find your balance here with the right arm reaching towards the sky. And keep the knee pointing towards the floor. Just find your balance into the center, and then hinging at your right hip, we're just going to lean forward. So keep a nice long line of the spine, leaning forward. If you do dancer pose normally and you want to reach back for that left foot with your left hand, you can, but no striving here. Just lean forward. This is enough to keep your gaze soft and steady, and balance on your right. Come back down to mountain. Exhale it out. Find your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come to the left side. Balance on the left foot. Bend the right. And keep that right foot active. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky. And we're leaning forward, hinging at the left hip this time. Noticing, again, coming into that awareness of the third eye is definitely a part of this pose. Inhale, exhale. See if you do, again, find that back foot with your right hand, that's fine. But if not, just keep that right angle. Balance, perception, very important with balance. Beautiful. Come back to mountain pose. If you're facing the top of your mat, turn around, change that direction. Inhale the arms so that you have a long expanse of the mat in front of you. Inhale the arms above the head, look up. Imagine just bringing positive energy into your awareness. Anything positive and joyful, cascade it with your exhale, and then hinging at the hips, reaching down into a forward bend. And hands find the mat, bend the knees, come onto down dog again. Inhale, find the length, exhale, find the base, hands and feet. Bend the knees, bring them down to the mat. Sweep the hips forward and we'll snake ourselves down to the mat. So feel free to do a little push up on your way down, a chaturanga, or if you just want to snake the spine down, that's fine as well. But we're going to find that forehead on the earth again. Tops of the feet on the mat. We're going to take our elbows out to the side, so they're in cactus arms. And we're going to do a little shoulder stretch here. Again, if this is not comfortable for your shoulder, just take it super easy. Take the right hand and press into the earth. Bring it towards the body. We're just going to roll the left side of the body towards as if you're on the side of the body, keeping that left hand in cactus, and then roll back down. Put the right arm back in cactus. And just take the left hand and help yourself roll onto the right side. So we're unrounding the back, just stretching across the front of the body. Try that again. Cactus arms on the left. And then right hand just helps you onto your right side. Again, no force here because these are tender shoulders, right? We want to be nice and not force ourselves. Onto the right side. This is a modified scorpion pose. Scorpion tail pose. Beautiful. Bring the forehead back down. Take the arms long next to the body. Just feeling again this connection with our inward energy. Closing the eyes. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to roll on to the back. So whatever way you need to support yourself to do that. And on your way, find the strap. Beautiful. Bend the knees, soles of the feet find the floor. Allow the back of the skull to rest on the mat. Align the skull and the sacrum. Find that beautiful column, that riverbed of the spine here. And just cascade the breath. Inhale, let's send the breath to the tailbone. Exhale, flow it back up towards our crown of the head. The fluidity of the mind, the fluidity of the breath, and the body. Let's bring it all in. Inhale the right knee towards the face, give it a hug. And if you have the strap, place that over the ball of the right foot and lift it up towards the sky. Now you can take this to a diagonal, but either way, the top of that femur bone finds that hip socket, and we just use gravity to drop into that hip. As you inhale, notice that you can lift the heel up and lift that energy away from the hip. And on the exhale, you can drop into the hip. Probably your hamstrings have some sensation. So we're going to do hamstring stretching. So as you take this stretch, notice the resistances that are created in the mind or the body. The hamstrings can bring a lot of resistance into our minds if they are tight. Inhale, exhale, simply notice and allow that flow of thoughts to happen. Take the left leg long if you'd like, as we cradle that right foot in the strap. And then we'll take that right heel towards the left hip. If you need to micro bend your right knee, you can do that, bending and straightening along the way if that helps. Communicate to your hamstrings a little more. And then take that strap, both sides, into your right hand as you guide your leg over towards the right. You can hold it in both hands if that helps. Just anchor it. Find the anchor of your left hip. Don't let it lift off the floor, but just feel that gravity of left hip. Pressing through the ball of the foot on the right. Cascade the breath. And then sweeping that across the body, take the strap, and we're going to bend our left knee, bring the sole of the left foot to the floor, bridge yourself up, and come over onto your left side. That right heel just hits the floor softly. Take the left hand to the strap and just notice this connection you have with the strap. Nice control. Align ourselves towards a twist here as we take the right hand to the chest. Just feel that heart energy lift. Our elbow lifts towards the sky, and keeping the pelvis in our 90 degrees to the mat, we're going to open the rib cage towards the sky, twist over to the right, and then the head, and then take the arm out into a nice long T on that right side and gaze over to the right if you can, exhaling. Feeling again back to that hamstring on the right side, still getting sensation there. You can always, if you like to have that thigh stretch, finding your right hand, finding the left foot in the back, that's fine. But again, no striving, because if you find your mind is judging or anything, just let go of the effort. We do have that stillness within. Even as our activity is feeling always busy, we do have a still point to come to, always. The center of our center. Let's undo this twist by sweeping that right arm up towards the sky, meet the left hand by that foot, and then guide the right foot up towards the sky again onto our back. Release, bend the right knee. Take the right leg long and the left leg long. Close the eyes. Perceive the difference between the two legs. Let's even that out if they feel a little bit uneven. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the left knee towards the face, and then we'll lasso that left foot with the strap. Hold both sides of the strap. With your inhale, reach up with the heel. With the exhale, drop that into the hip. And straighten out your right leg if you'd like. Noticing, oh, sometimes with hamstrings, it's like, oh, can I just get out of this? This is uncomfortable, or something like that, or maybe not. Maybe this is great. Just notice that. Take the left heel towards the right hip. Another communication here. Another inhale and exhale. Anchoring through the hips, especially that right hip. Keep it steady as you take that left foot out towards the left leg long. Anchor your sacrum, the right hip, even if it wants to lift up. And then guide that active left leg up towards the sky. Bend the right knee. Just fold the foot to the floor. Guide yourself over onto your right side as the left foot comes down to the floor. Right hand reaches out towards that left foot along the strap. And then find that perpendicular with your pelvis to the floor. Left hand finds the heart, elbow to the sky, reach out over to the left. Gaze comes along with that. Maybe you find your back foot, but no over efforting here. Just drop into the pose. Notice the path of your breath along the spine. Experiencing all the possibilities in your spine as we twist. The fluidity. Flexibility. Reach up towards the sky with your left hand, all the way over to the right hand, guiding your left foot up and the body onto the back. Bend the left knee, release that leg. Now we've so much freedom for our legs. Let's take the left leg long and the right leg long. Notice the arch in the low back lifting off the mat. Feel the back of the shoulder blades on the mat. Drape the arms next to the body. Press through the elbows, which will lift your heart up towards the sky, and bring the shoulder blades together and melt back onto your back. Shoulder blades, shoulders melting away from the center, palms to the sky. Coming back to our focal point, our still point of a third eye between the eyebrows. Imagining the breath entering the body through that third eye, inviting in the clarity that you need, the light. Exhaling. Release through the mind, whatever you don't need. celebrating the stillness, the balance, clarity that you have brought to your mind, body, and spirit today. Inhale. Exhale, long exhale as you wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, roll onto your right side. Ease yourself up to a seated position. Let the head be the last to rise. Keeping that calm mind. Bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.